Corregidor surrendered May 6, 1942. The death march was already 10 days over. Those who fought, defended, and surrendered here were not part of the Bataan Death March. 102 years ago, designed to be restored, this is how war left them behind 75 years ago. Otherwise, Bataan would have fallen earlier than April 9. Then again, Corregidor was to avert a naval plane you can envy. Now, a few weeks before war broke out, they caught a Japanese attached to the building. And that would be an orange marker in front, second level.
What is this? Why did it say quiet, hands up?
It's military discipline.
Oh.
Because the Air Force is blue, it doesn't have so much preference.
And 157.
That's one.
Points. How about the on? I thought everybody had moved from.
Top next. 60 tons, now it just became 61.
Okay,
And then the difference is if you don't pay, you send them up to 40.
Malinda Hill without any casualties. Moved from here to there through another terrific artillery barrage. It's about 3 more concrete trenches across that island. Okay. And the more eastern one is, I think one of his thing, he wanted to find out what happened to some...
He was first down there on the line, and thanks. Good job, son.
It was a part of 4th Marines history, and that's the reason why we're out here, is for 4th Marines to get a good part of that history of why we were out here, what we were doing back then, and it's just great to take part in the 75th anniversary for anything. Since we've been on Corregidor, we went on the tour, we explored the island, we got a good history lesson on everything that has to do with this island and Corregidor, anything that's happened during World War II. And then afterwards, we also got a tour on what 4th Marines did specifically while they were here.
The significant part is these 3 simple words, lest we forget. And so we're here honoring the memory of the 4th Marines that fought here, honoring the regimental colors, and with humble pride, as well as painful pride, remembering that this is an important part of our history. The Marines never allowed the regimental colors to fall into the hands of Japanese, but you know what it must have been like here, burning those colors, tearing up the American flag and saving it, ensuring that it didn't fall into the hands of the Japanese, and then having to go into 3 years captivity with harrowing, tough experiences. And so for us to come here and remember, we remember for us today and learned about the battle, We brought 40 Marines down from Okinawa under 4th Marines, studied the battle, crawled through the caves yesterday, and then came and commemorated it with this ceremony today. The Filipinos invited us down to be part of the ceremony because we're such an important part to this history. And so we feel privileged to honor the Marines of today and yesterday who fought under the 4th Marines. So we've done numerous tours yesterday. We first went on a battle tour that was, I'll refer to as the normal battle tour that you go on, where we studied the sites and learned about the different places. And then we had a couple of friends come in from one retired Navy chief here who lives in the Philippines and really has spent a lot of time studying this battle, as well as a gentleman who studied this battle quite a bit, came in from Melbourne, Australia. And they joined us here and took us on a, we'll call it 4th Marines tailored tour. And we spent that yesterday afternoon after the normal battle study doing the 4th Marines tailored tour with our friends Carl and Paul, respectively. And they took us crawling through some caves and really learning exact details where the 4th Marines were. For me, I take great pride in trying to, I guess the word would be, infect Marines with a spirit of history, of particularly the 4th Marines history, because I know that once they get the history bug and they feel the honor, privilege, and pride to be in that unit with so much history around you, it kind of gives you a feeling of, we'll call it an intangible spirit, to where everything you do has to do with not wanting to let down the predecessors and to live up to who you're with. And in this case, we're talking about the 4th Marines. And so it's an intangible spirit. It illuminates everything you do every day. It's part of being a Marine. And I think it's very important to have that in young Marines. Well, this is very important. The significance of this ceremony and the timing of it and connection to Bala Katan, with Marines coming down here for Bala Katan, is absolutely important. Again, when I was down here and had the privilege to be the CO of the 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, 5 years ago during the 70th anniversary, it was the reason we were down here is because Bala Katan, and we just took advantage of it. And that was my first time to Corregidor 5 years ago. And that's when I had mentioned I had met Sergeant Jorgensen, who had fought here. And so it just keeps us connected to the past as well as thinking about the future, and that's really what Bala Katan does. Out of all the countries I've ever visited, this has always been my favorite country. I first came here in 1991. We didn't call it Exercise Bala Katan then, it was called Exercise Valiant Usher. But as a young Marine, I love the Philippines. I think our connection to the history here and the people are awesome. I love bringing Marines down here. The connection to Bala Katan today is that we continue to stand shoulder to shoulder, as we always have. This is just a connection coming down here and honoring the battle in 1942 and what 4th Marines did is absolutely a connecting file to today, Exercise Bala Katan, as we continue to stand shoulder to shoulder with our Filipino counterparts.